Part 4 on xenophobia in South Africa. I want to explain why South Africans are very, very angry at the African immigrants, especially Nigerians, in their country. Just because I keep seeing a lot of Nigerians online telling South Africans that the problem with South Africa is their government. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, the audacity for Nigerians to tell South Africans that their problem is their government when our own country is literally on fire. What color of audacity is? If this is not narcissism, I don't know what the fuck else is. We thank God. Second, you have to understand, I am not in support of what's going on in South Africa. I'm also not in support of it. I'm just a man who has the gift of common sense and logic. I understand mathematics. I'm just pointing out the obvious. However South Africans decide to handle business in their country is between them and God. I am focusing on my own focus. We thank God. It is very true that there are about 7% white people in South Africa. And within that 7%, most people who have power in South Africa are white. That is very true. Now, personally, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, I don't understand what type of voodoo or magic that these white people have over black South Africans that make them have so much power. Perhaps this has something to do with politics. I'm not a politician. That's not my frequency. It's very foreign to me, perhaps. However, the black South Africans feel the inequality and they have decided consciously or subconsciously to starve out the economy by asking for more, as they should. This makes them appear lazy to you because you don't realize that this is resistance. Starving out the economy means that everything in the country will just come crashing down. And unfortunately, when it comes to starving the economy, the people on the bottom, the most disadvantaged people will suffer the most, meaning that a lot of the very impoverished people, usually black folks, will suffer the most before it gets to the wealthy. Because oftentimes there is a huge gap between the haves and the have-nots. Now, the elite knows this though, because they're not stupid. So as a result, they have created something I call a buffer. This is when they open up immigration ports for desperate migrants all around the world, especially black migrants from other parts of Africa, who are happy to work for less. This keeps the economy afloat, keeps the gap bigger, and slows down their starvation process. This is what's pissing them off. So a lot of these desperate migrants, especially the ones from Africa, when you get to South Africa and the powerful elites employ you and give you crumbs, you're sitting there like Mumu thanking God for buttering your bread without realizing that you are settling for crumbs. And because you lack emotional intelligence and common sense, you judge the black South Africans and call them lazy because they refuse to dance for massa. This is literally the exact same thing that happens in America as well, by the way, especially with black America. This is because your sense of success is white supremacist. Because do you not understand that the reason why your country is a shithole to begin with is because of what the Europeans did to our ancestors? Instead of us holding them accountable, we desperately go to their countries. And then when we get there, we're happy to settle for less. We thank God. This is because underneath all that pseudo-black pride, we truly believe that white is superior. And it shows in our actions, not our words. Because what we should truly be doing is fighting the exact same resistance all throughout Africa, starting with our own countries. So, dear Nigerians, I recommend that we leave South Africans alone to focus on their matter while we focus on the matter in our country. We thank God.